Hi, my name is Nurliana. I'm going to explain about Ijara in detail, and my friend Nurai Nabila are going to explain the application of Ijara in the market. So first, we are going to explain about the definition of Ijara. Ijara is a transfer of ownership of a right or service for a period of time in exchange of a specific consideration. It is a binding agreement which any dispute can be brought to the court. Asset can exist upon entering into a contract or available in the future date agreed. The asset may not be exist during entering into a contract because of the development of the asset. For example, construction of the asset. There are 4 components in this contract, which is the lessor and the lessee, offer and acceptance, which is also known as ijab and kabul. The third one is asset and right, and the last one is the rental, which is the consideration. About the leasing period, it is agreed in the contract, or if the party in the contract agreed to extend the period, it can do so. If anything happening to the asset which cause them incapable to be used, it can make the asset to dissolve. But if replacement of an asset is stated in the contract, then the contract may be continued. So the next one is the type of ijara. Forward ijara is a contract which the party entered on agreed future date, and the termination of this type of contract can be caused by failure of the lessor to deliver the asset or failure to meet an agreed specification of the asset. There are 2 types of forward ijara, which is mawsufa fi zimma and mudafa ila mutaqabbal. And the differences between these 2 is based on what the contract is on. For the first one, it is based on the asset specification. It means that how many floor that it needs to be, it needs to have how the engines, the power of the engine of an vehicles need to be. And the second one is based on the identified asset, which means that it is a car or a building like that. The next one is the primary ijara. So primary ijara is when the customer intended to obtain benefit from the leased asset instead of committing to own the asset. For example, when the ownership of the asset may remain with the lessor subsequent to the completion of the contract, and the responsibility of the asset lies with the lessor. It means that there's no changes of the ownership of the asset. And the next one is ijara financing, which is the ownership of the asset is transferred to the lessee at the end of the lessee period. And the transfer of the asset is done by the concept of hiba, buy, or wad. And whereas the transfer is made by sale, the sale can be placed based on the nominal value to market value or any calculation agreed between the parties. And the responsibility to maintain the asset is lies with the lessee because the ownership is transferred to the lessee. So basically, responsibility of the asset lies on the ownership at the end of the contract. So dissolution of ijara contract can be caused by mutual agreement, complete in discharging responsibility between 2 parties, and the lessee did not exercise their option to continue, and the destruction of the asset. However, if the destroyed asset is replaced by another same asset and it is stated in the contract, Therefore, the party in the contract may continue with the contract. However, the death does not make the contract void. The legal heir may exercise the right to continue or otherwise. Completion of contract is upon expiry of the lease period and receipt of all rental payment and any obligation by the lessor. So it means that after the period ended as per contract and the lessor receive all the rental payment, and then the contract shall end. Thank you, that's all from me.
Affin Islamic Banking is one of the examples that use Ijarah contract in their Islamic banking system. It is the Affin Islamic Ijarah Term Financing I, which the details can be found in the Ijarah product disclosure sheet, and this is the examples. Ijarah is based on the contract of Ijarah Muntahiyah bil Tamlik, which is the leasing ending with ownership. The ownership of the bank, which is the owner, will be transferred to customer at the end of financing term. The process of Ijarah are as follows. First, the bank will purchase asset from third party at the request of customer. Bank will purchase it at the purchase price. And then, customer will pay rental, which is the principal and profit at a fixed or variable rate for a certain period of time. The rates and period may vary according to mutual agreement. Customer may pay the rental monthly, quarterly, or half-yearly. At the end of Ijarah period, customer will purchase the asset. Asset that can be purchased under the contract are completed asset. For example, business premises, land and factory. Other costs that may involve in this contract are stamp duty and costs relating to financing documentation. Customers are also facing risk of increasing installment if the bank financing rate BFR increase, but it is capped at a certain ceiling profit rate. Customers are obliged to take takaful coverage from bank's panel of takaful operator. In the case where customers fail to fulfill their obligations, they need to pay late payment charges by way of ta'wid, compensation. However, if customer fully settle the financing before its maturity, customer shall purchase the asset at the exercise price.